Hudson Place Residence may actually be one of the most confusing launches this year because depending on how you look at it, it either makes a lot of sense or doesn't make sense at all. This is one of the projects where on paper, everything looked quite attractive. One North, PSF, future growth, sounds quite solid, right? But let me ask you something. If you are buying today, would you rather pay more for something already established or enter earlier into an area that still need time to grow? Because this is exactly the decision you are making with Hudson Place. And depending on your answer, this project either make a lot of sense or might not suit you at all. So let's break it down properly. Anyway, if you like this kind of breakdowns where I share both the pros and cons, just hit the like and subscribe button. It really helped me a lot and also motivate me to keep doing more videos like this for you. For this video, I'll keep it simple. I will go through number 1, what Hudson Place Residence is about. Number 2, why some buyers are hesitant. Number 3, the pricing and how to think about it. And number 4, most importantly, who this project actually fit. So by the end of this video, you will know whether you should even consider this. Let's start with the big picture. Hudson Place is located at Media Circle, inside One North. Now, One North is not your typical residential estate. This is Singapore Innovation and Research Hub. You have tech companies, research institution, business park. Now, just a quick one if you are seriously consider this project. It is developed by Qingjian and Foxy, having 327 units in total, unit mix ranging from 2 bedroom to 4 bedrooms. I won't go too deep into the specs because honestly, what matters more is whether this fit you. Connectivity-wise, you do have One North MRT. For drivers, you have AYE, and basically, you are actually quite near to Buona Vista. So overall, this is a developing district, not fully matured yet. And one thing I personally look for in this kind of project, right, is not just the MRT distance or amenities, but whether people actually work around here, because One North is a working area. So the demand here is mainly driven by people working nearby. So instead of seeing this as a typical residential area, I tend to see more like a work near rental demand type of projects. Let me ask you, are you looking at this for homestay or investment? Just comment stay or invest below, or you can WhatsApp me directly at 9189-3554. I will help you break down whether this project actually fit you. Now we talk about why people won't buy. Okay, number 1, the area is still feel quite early. Compared to Queenstown or Clementi, this part of One North is still developing. So if you want everything ready immediately, this may not give you that yet. And number 2, the distance to MRT. Hudson Place Residence is not directly next to MRT. So if you're looking at a bit of walk to Commonwealth MRT or One North MRT. So for some buyers, right, this might feel slightly less convenient for daily commute. And the biggest concern, number 3, holding period. So some buyers are asking me, can I exit at 4 years mark with a decent profit? All these are valid concerns. Now, let's talk about pricing, because this is where most buyers decide. And anyway, the developer has already released the price starting from. So for 2 bedroom, we are starting from 1.4 million, around 2002 PSF. For 3 bedroom, it will start off from 2 million, around 2003 PSF. For 4 bedroom, starting from 2.7 million, around 2004 PSF. Now, when you see this number, don't just think cheap or expensive. Let's put it into context. If you compare this to something like Penrith, which is average around 2007 PSF during their launch last year November, Hudson Place is coming in lower. And part of the reason is also because Penrith is a more established location, while Hudson is still at the early stages. So when you look at the pricing here, right, it's really a reflection of that difference. From a buyer point of view, it comes down to whether you prefer something more mature or you are comfortable entering earlier. So when you compare projects in this area, it's not just about pricing, it's about how long you plan to hold and what is your objective is. Because some buyers are looking at short-term exit and some are looking at long-term rental. And Hudson Place lean towards the second group. And honestly, right, most buyers I speak to at this stage are not very sure whether this pricing actually fit their budget properly. So if you are in that position also, you might want to just run through your number first. And before you decide, maybe let me ask you these 3 questions. Number 1, are you comfortable entering early? Number 2, can you hold if the market slows? And number 3, are you okay waiting? Anyway, if you want updates when stacks and layout are ready, just subscribe and I'll break everything down for you. Now, I'm going to share why people will buy. For investor, if you are investor, right, this is where it gets interesting because this area is very strong in rentability. Let me give you a very real example. For 1 North Eden, 2-bedroom, average rental is around 5,200. For 3-bedroom, 6,600, and for 4-bedroom, average around 8,500. So what does this tell you? The tenant demand is proven. And if you look at this number, right, for some buyers, this level of rental can actually help you to cover your monthly mortgage and still have a little bit of surplus, especially if you are taking around 75% loan over 30 years at today's interest rate. Of course, it still depends on your entry price and loan structure. So for this kind of projects, I wouldn't really see it like a short-term flip. It's more like for buyers who are okay to hold longer, collect rental, and let the area grow over time. Okay, number 2, for homestay, more suitable if you work nearby or want to stay near families. For families with kids, you do have New Town Primary School within the area. So it works quite well for buyers who want to stay close to work and still have a nearby school options for their kids. And the more important factor that some buyers might overlook is actually the land price. So if you compare Hudson Place, right, to a nearby project like Bloomsbury Residence, Bloomsbury Residence was bidded at around 1,191 PSF per plot ratio, while Hudson Place come in at around 1,036 PSF per plot ratio. So what does this mean? In general, developer has slightly more rooms to price their unit more competitive. So when you're looking at Hudson Place pricing, part of the reason why it might feel slightly attractive is also because of the land cost difference. Just one thing to take note, amenities is still at a bit limited at the moment. So MRT is a short distance away to Commonwealth MRT and 1 North MRT. Grocery like NTUC are roughly around 900 meters away. So here's my honest take. Hudson Place Residence is not for everyone. For investor, I would mainly recommend this for those looking at long-term holding and focusing on rental yield. For homestay, more suitable if you work nearby to save time on commuting or want to stay near families that is at Queenstown or Commonwealth area. There's no right answer, only what fit you. So just to share, everything that I discuss here, right, is based on current market information and my personal view when advising clients. Of course, pricing and market condition can change. So it's always better to review based on your own situation. Most buyers I speak to now, right, are comparing Hudson, Bloomsbury, and a few other resales projects around this area at the same time. If you are one of them, and before you decide, you can drop me a message. Let me run through your number with you first and see if this actually fit your plans. Personally, I think the worst thing that can happen when entering the market, right, is to rush into something you are not familiar with. Because property is a big ticket item, you are committing for the next 3 to 4 years minimally. And I've seen buyers go in, right, just because of hype, fear of missing out. Then 4 years later, they realize that exit is not as what they are expected. So for me, it's not about buying fast, it's about buying right. So understanding the entry price, understanding who you are going to sell to next, and make sure the numbers make sense. If you're currently exploring and you're not too sure how to assess all this, I'm happy to walk you through using the same framework I use for my clients.